I'm currently at the site today, just checking in and seeing how everything's going. It's been 7 days since we have started the ICF part of the build, and there's been some big changes, I guess. This is a positive thing about ICF builds. They go up incredibly quickly. So all the scaffolding equipment has always meant to arrive on site today. So we've got James from Trucking with James, who's behind me, that's arrived in a rather large lorry, sadly much too big in order for us to get down to the site. So bit of a plan B scenario that's gone on, which isn't ideal, but these things happen when you're building. What we are now doing is we are unloading all the scaffolding materials to the backfield here. And then the guys from DSW Scaffolding, who are coming to put everything up from today and tomorrow, they are then going to have to run the scaffolding and all the equipment down in smaller vans to the site, which is about 400 metres from where we are. It's not ideal, but this is the kind of thing that we experience with self-builds, as you can imagine. We just got to come up with solutions.
It's pour day today for the first floor, and Alan will be here with his pump truck very shortly. The weather's raining, as you'd expect, middle of a heat wave, and the only day it rains is the day we're pouring concrete, which makes sense, I suppose. But it'll keep the guys cool and comfortable. I just hope that when the concrete trucks, they don't slip as they're going up and down the track to the site. This is always a tough bit. This is the external wall, and it's a 12-inch block, and you can see the corner detail there, which has been bent on site, and the majority of the steelwork in here is vertical, and we've got 8, 10 and 14mm bar in there. Now this is a 6-inch block, 6 inches because it's concrete of 6 inches and 67mm of insulation here and here. Now this is above a window, quite a big window, and you've got this rebar here which is bent and forms a lintel rather than you putting a specific lintel in. This is the opening here, and you've got the strengthening plates around the edge. and it's been shuttered up to resist the pressure of the concrete when it finally gets poured in. This portion here and here is a cavity closer, so obviously when you pour the concrete in, it doesn't flow out of here. Obviously this is stopping it anyway, but we still want to keep the insulation U values the same as the rest of the building. That's why they're there. So James the builder has got a theory that the exothermic reaction that's happening from the concrete as it's going off in the bottom might be hot enough to cook an egg. So we've got a 50 mil hole at either end of the building where the tanking drainage system will come out of the building. That's an ideal place to put this egg, and we'll come back to it at the end of the day and see if it's cooked the egg. I don't know, I'm not so sure it will. It'll be interesting to see. Right, the first load, which is 8 cube, we started in that corner here and we worked our way around here where the guys are vibroing there, along here to where the bottom of the pump is here. And that's about 1 metre high inside the wall there. I know. Yeah. So while the guys are pouring around the perimeter, they're only pouring 1 metre depth at a time. And that means that by the time they work around the edge of the building, when they come back to the point where they started, the theory is that the cement and the concrete in that area would have started to steady up and go off a bit. So there won't be as much hydrostatic pressure pushing it down and out at the bottom, and less chance of a blowout or any problems. But so far so good. What Charlie's doing now is the web of the Nudura here. Obviously it's too shallow on this threshold to put the pump in, so he's filling it up by hand and then putting each of the polystyrene panels in just to make sure it fits. He's got quite a few to do along this elevation. James has been floating off this end up to this level here, and that cutout is where a 225 mil beam's going to go in. That's 45 cubes gone in. Originally it was 48, but we modified the quantities. So we've got the rebar sticking up here, and then James and Tom and the lads are levelling off there. So what James is doing now is, after the pour, he's using the props and the string line that he's put in Charlie's down below, and based on the instructions that James gives him, he'll wind the prop forwards or backwards, which will bring the wall into vertical. And he's doing that every metre or so where the props are, so it's completely in true vertical. Pretty impressive. Alan's just cleaning his rig down now, so he'll be off probably in the next hour or so. So that's 45 cubic metres of C35 concrete with 10mm aggregate, which has got a weight of about 99 tonnes. Alan's on his way now, back up towards Exeter. He completed the pour with the pump, and James and his team. So the next time we're going to see him is probably in about 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, when the beam and block has gone on, and then they can build the top floor out of ICF, and then Alan will be back. See you later, Al.